Hey, hey, hey! What's
What's
going
up,
on,
everybody?
everybody?
What's going on?
Hey, welcome to another. We're at number 37. We're number 37. It's week what? 12. We just finished week 12. We've been doing this for 37 weeks. 25 weeks to start off, and then now additional 12 for the season. And I tell you, this has been fun actually talking football with you guys
Yeah,
every
Oh,
week.
heck yeah.
likewise. It has been, and the way you equate that weekly, you're right. I mean, every week we talk about football, about our teams, and how much I hate the Dallas Cowboys. And now, oh, here we go. Now our collection is complete. The man, the myth, the legend, Pork Rind. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
Oh man, doing real good.
There's a lot of hurt in those eyes. There's a lot of hurt in those
I
eyes.
Lot of
know,
I
hurt
right?
in
got
those
I got to
eyes.
just yell it out right now.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, congrats, man. What do you say? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Man,
Hello,
Yeah,
darkness, my old friend.
that is awesome.
yeah.
Although I will say I do feel a little cheated. When I was at the game at MetLife, because I was at MetLife this weekend. MetLife, because I was there at the game at MetLife, my first one ever. In Jersey, where MetLife is at. A guy came up and he saw my rings and he was like, "I love them." And I guess apparently they didn't come on TV at all. I mean, he said he would. I'm like, okay, great if it did, and if it didn't, that means I'm going to work harder. That's all. That's all it means.
There you go.
But
So I
Well,
was telling Sneaky earlier that he has probably got the itch for going to the game.
yes, and I got to say that I am envious of all three of you because you guys. Well, no, Pork Rind. How long of a drive does it take for you to get to your
It's
stadium?
about 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. Okay.
There.
Um.
Not good. Sometimes
in
coming
which
home
way?
might be a little bit
In which
longer.
way? Are you coming from Southern Virginia?
Yeah.
Got ya.
Yeah.
So
For me,
so
it's
you know
a 3.5 hour
I
flight.
it's interesting. I happened to just be talking to a Kansas City Chiefs fan here just a second ago, and I I asked him, "Do you remember the defining moment, the remembrance of when you actually became a fan of your team?" I know that we are geographically located, in a lot of ways we were born into this because our families like them somehow, some way.
So,
But there has to be a moment that you remember as your first moment, and that being like what's cemented. That's like the original cement on
Hmm.
you loving your team. Do you remember that moment?
Oh,
it's
go ahead.
for me. I wouldn't say it's the greatest moment to remember, but my dad. It was a Monday night football game, and it was against the Giants, and you'll probably know where I'm going with this, Sneaky. But my father had a bunch of his Navy buddies over, and Lawrence Taylor came around the corner and ended Joe Theismann's career, and
Mm.
that's probably my first memory. So it wasn't a good one, but that was definitely just have being around my dad and then a bunch of his Navy buddies watching Monday Night Football when I probably should have been in bed getting ready to go to school the next day. But that was for me.
Well, for me, it's very similar. Monday Night Football. So I was the very first, like I said, the very first game I saw was a 1986 Super Bowl. And then I would follow them throughout the years, but for me, it was the 1990 season itself when I just started watching Phil Simms. I watched them because football games didn't, the Giants games didn't come on a lot in Arizona, and whenever they did, I would watch them. And for me, it was Monday night against the 49ers. I was already I was already how can I say this, in tuned with the Giants. But then when my dad challenged me and he said you can't name five Giants players, because he asked me who do I think is going to win that Monday night game, and I said the Giants, their defense is strong. I mean, I was giving this whole analytical piece, and it was when they both started 10-0, but then we both lost that one the week prior, and yeah, we still lost to the 49ers 7-3. But it was that moment when I said, because he said to me, he's like, "Is that your team?" And I said, yes, it is.
There you go. Mine was the 49ers game as well, the catch game.
Oh, okay.
And see what a lot of people a lot of people know that game happened and they see that catch, but what nobody realizes is the right after that happened, Danny White was able to drive down the field, and we had a chance to win that game, and that's where my dad stoked Danny White as one of the greatest quarterbacks that he thought at that time, of course under Coach Landry. But he said we were going to come back in that game. I still remember I was only 5 years old, and he came back and he says, Danny White's going to win this game. You just watch. And we drove down that field, and I still remember when that guy missed the football, it was it. But my dad told me next year, and that was the NFC Championship game, and that's when I saw the man with the hat. And I knew that Mr. Landry was something special because my dad admired him, and that's where it was for me.
So mine specifically had to do with Andre Waters, and it was actually a bad hit. When we look at it now, it was a bad hit. But I was brought up on hockey, so like hitting people into the boards and stuff like that was something that wasn't really, it wasn't surprising. So when somebody gave a really good hit, it actually was like sometimes it was like a devastating hit. And I tell you, unfortunately, now that we know the things that we know, that hit probably was illegal and bad for the guy who actually made the hit. Andre Waters wound up like dying, for like killing himself because of all the stuff that happened to him. So, but like this tackle was like the most amazing, like crushing of a guy, and it was like I want to say it was like Art Monk that he
Oof.
crushed. You know what I mean? Like he just happened, like, and it wasn't like anything that ever got shown again. But when I watched that, and then I watched like the Carmichael catch a touchdown pass, and those two guys were the guys that like kind of cemented my whole loving of that team. Like when anybody ever asks me who's my favorite player on the Eagles of all time, I say Harold Carmichael. Uh, Mostly because I can't really say Andre Waters. I would rather have an Andre Waters jersey than a Dawkins jersey, and that's sacrilegious in this town.
You got endorsed with that guy.
You know what I mean? So, but that's for real. Like the real number 20. Like I love Dawkins too. Don't get me wrong, but my original number 20 is always going to be Andre Waters. And because he was one of the guys that actually helped cement it. And like I said, I think it was like I think Art Monk wound up coming out of the game for like a few plays because of that. Like he got the wind knocked out of him. It was a good hit, but it wasn't anything that ever got like you. Like I just have that memory, and I could never find that memory. You know what I mean? There's no video of that game.
So refresh my memory.
Which
So
kind of stinks, but that's it.
Andre Waters, he's now passed away since.
Oh yes, committed suicide.
Oh shoot. Okay. So unfortunate.
I actually, and to be honest, he was probably one of the first ones. He was
Okay.
one of the
Oh
first
wait,
ones to
yeah.
fall
Okay.
into that category.
Okay.
It wasn't until Junior Seau had happened that he passed. That he went the same way, that they
Right.
really started to look into this.
Right. And I know I don't. Of course, we won't go to a dark side on the show on this part, but I do want to bring up that, and I don't know how Andre Waters took his life, but Seau shot himself in the chest so they can examine his
Preserve
brain.
his brain. Yep.
And I mean, was that similar to Andre Waters?
Uh,
I mean,
I
we
know that
don't
he
know.
shot
That's fine.
himself, and I know
Yeah.
that he shot himself. I don't know that it was, I think that he may have put the gun to his head.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean,
Regardless, it's so unfortunate. Regardless.
It is.
it's I always there's an ultimate respect you can have for a football player that sometimes gets lost in the media, where it's like, because these guys are operating at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we don't know how to drive that fast. You know what I mean? We're not really. We can drive pretty fast. Don't get us wrong. Like let's when we're talking about calling us the spade here, but those guys operate on a different playing field, just in general,
Right.
just in the way that they get the injuries that they take to their body. Every NFL player gets hurt. That's a prerequisite. You're going to get hurt in the NFL.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you know of any
regardless
good player that never got
regardless of
hurt?
position.
Yeah.
That's it.
Even Tom Brady was out for a year with an injury.
Yep.
That's it.
So it's been a minute since it's been a good week since we met up. A lot has happened in that week since we last spoke, right? Right? I mean,
All right. I'm going to let him gloat for a second. I got to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to
okay,
do the.
okay. All right, I'll okay. So since he's going to the bathroom, True Blue,
What's up, buddy?
how was your Thanksgiving?
We got spoiled. 28 penalties don't help.
Right.
So
It don't help at all.
it upset the stomach and a little bit more than that, but it is what it is.
Any vomiting or constipation or
Heartburn.
Heartburn.
Yeah.
I should have said acid reflux. That's right. Wait, what did he say? The guy that played that truck on KOPC? You know what I'm talking about? The acid reflux stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Prilosec, whatever. Prilosec, FACC, BFT. That would have been a good commercial for you.
Oh, it would have been a really good one, because I'm gonna tell you what, everything that we talked about last week about this officiating is just the same thing.
Every game.
I mean, 28 combined penalties. Come on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anything is going to change anytime soon.
Nope.
I was actually shocked. Now, some of those, I'll admit, some of those passing interference, I'm like, okay, I guess that. But there was a couple, like when the guy was holding on to a jersey, and
right.
Was it number 30? Your guy number 30?
Yeah, Brown.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, all right, and hold on, here we go. Yeah, it was 14 penalties. He says 28 overall.
Correct. 28 overall.
Yep. And then Tank, always good to see you, brother. The Cowboys did it to themselves. We choked. Oh, now McCarthy's out.
Yep.
What?
How many players are out this week for you with COVID?
We just have him plus one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It looks like Ant's going to be. Oh, I'll wait till Philly comes back for that one. Oh, and here he is. Speaking of the devil. Oh, we're talking about the Cowboys game. We're not even.
We haven't even got to the Eagles-Giants game.
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't even got to that game yet. Why would I?
Yeah,
do that?
I kind of figured he wanted me around for that, so that's okay, and I'm all right with that.
Philly, just want to let you know, Ant's going to be at the link on the 26th. So
I'll make sure that the lights work.
So okay. Well, actually, hold on. Let's go ahead. Pork rind. Yesterday, Monday night. I mean, impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I, you were on TV a little bit before the game, and to be fair, I was actually asleep. We were in bed by I want to say like 6:30. The whole family was in bed by 6:30
Exhausted from
yesterday.
that trip.
Oh man, yeah. And it's funny how like 1 hour. It's only 1 hour ahead of us, you know.
Yeah.
But and we'll get to that. But so what do you think about the win against Seattle?
I mean, the score really didn't justify the game in itself. Had our kicker not gotten hurt in the first quarter,
Yep.
I mean, that right there, we had two red zone drives that we couldn't do anything with because, our backup kicker is our punter and he's left footed. So to bring him in and have a backup long or holder, not used to holding a snap for a left, footed kicker. I mean, that might, cause some issues. I mean, we had
Right.
the one blocked extra point return for the 2 points, which, tied the game up at 9-9. But I mean, we dominated the game. I mean, time of possession, I think it was uh, 41-40 to 18-20. I mean, you know, we dominated the game. Antonio Gibson had, I think, 29 carries for 111 yards. I mean, just total domination on offense. Taylor Heineke, he had a good game. He did throw one pick, but overall, he managed the game. There was a couple throws that he could have had. Terry McLaurin was wide open on a few passes that he checked down and threw it to the running back. But overall, I mean, defense played lights out.
That really does piss me off because I have McLaurin on my fantasy teams. By the
Oh,
way,
trust me,
I just wanted to mention that.
he had McLaurin open. There was, I would say, at least 3 times where he could have hit him for a good 30 plus, yard pass and just check down. And it's funny because Joe, one of the hog farmers, he's sitting row 1, we're in row 4, and Terry's girlfriend was sitting right next to him, and she gets very animated. And yeah, there were some things like missing them. So overall, it was a great game, man. We had Shaka Tony's mom and grandmother sitting in front of us, and he got his first sack, and they went crazy. So it was a pretty good experience. So very pleased, and I made it
With the outcome of that game,
What was that?
with the outcome of that game,
I, you know, I was very pleased with the outcome of the game. I wish the score would have been. It should have been a lot more than what it was. I'm sick and tired of these close games coming down to the very end. I want, it's not doing me any good on my heart. I'm
yeah,
sick.
well, that's life. That's life in the fast lane. Sometimes, sometimes
Yeah.
that's the way it works.
I would like to have at least one game where we could just dominate, and then it shows it on the scoreboard, so that way I can just relax a little bit. But a W is a W, and I'll take that. So
Well, you're going to be able to be playing the Cowboys twice.
yeah,
Now I
You
will
and
say that. Go ahead. No, I just think it's gonna be awesome to see the tale of two different teams when we play in the last regular
game of the
season game
season.
of the year. Yeah,
Yep.
because
You just muted yourself.
I didn't. It does that. I don't know.
Wow.
It's gonna hold some value to itself, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before I jump into the future, I do want to take a couple days, step back into the past. I do see what Dash is asking about my trip to New York for the first time ever. It was great. Loved it. We did a tour. I didn't realize there was so much history about New York. I'll get into more details tomorrow night, but I will say this: the experience at MetLife was undescribable. Um, and to get the win, I think it even adds it add. You know when you drink some iced tea, some sweet tea. Hold on, when you get that sweet tea and you add that one last thing of sugar, and to just give it that extra like flavor to it, I think it was the cherry on the cake. Our defense, I mean, stepped up. And I don't even have the box scores in front of me. That's how excited I am right now. Um,
All right. So you know what? I will give it to the Giants. They won the game. They won the game. I tell you, you want to talk about it now. I understand it was his mecca. He went there. He got the win. I'm very happy. You know what? I am a fan of fans. Ultimately, I'm a fan of fans, and as a fan of a fan, I'm very happy that Sneaky G won his inaugural trip to MetLife Stadium. So, in my heart of hearts, I'm happy for him in that regards. That being said,
but but
it's like as far as a bad game to go watch for your first time to go ever, I guess because they had Strahan and they were doing Strahan at that point,
and you did
and
talk about
that's
it,
it was a
and you
defensive game. So it's like I knew that I thought that it was going to be a much better game across the board, and it really, in the grand scheme of things, stunk out loud. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, I feel like that the referees actually, and I don't blame refs at all. And so I'm not. Listen, the referees are making bad calls on both sides of the ball all the time. So it. Just seemed that there was three specific or four specific bad calls that all went towards the Giants that helped them win. Starting with the touchdown, taking away our touchdown, and then the last play of the game, which, you know, our receiver missed the ball. So
what
I
was it the refs or the four turnovers? I mean,
oh no. Hey, listen, the Eagles didn't deserve to win that game. The Eagles
right,
didn't deserve to win
right.
that game. Although the Giants also were trying to lose the game. So it was who
We
didn't want to lose more.
Yeah, I'll admit that last series, even Mama Boss was like, them last 2 minutes was the longest 2 minutes of our lives. Even Mama Boss admitted that. But for me, it was defensively. Even in the first half, I do remember that holding call that took the
The
um, the,
touchdown
the
back.
touchdown away, obviously, and I was like, okay, that's a hold, I guess.
Yeah,
But
it was
more,
it was it was it was very very tacky. It was
yeah,
a very
it was,
ticky tacky
and,
call.
and the
You know,
sad thing,
and yeah, there's holding on every play, blah
right,
blah
right,
blah
right,
bull.
right, right, right,
But it's the truth of the matter is that was ticky tacky. They threw the flag and then he scored the touchdown. So it wasn't like they scored the touchdown and said, "Hold on 1 second, we're going to throw the flag here." You know what I mean?
right, right.
So they made the call right away, and it just so happened that that play went for a touchdown, and it had nothing to do with that penalty. That happens all the time in football.
To me, so I want to talk about Jalen Hurts a little bit. To me, in some cases, Jalen Hurts did look a little confused out there as to throwing the football. From what I saw, he held on the ball a little bit longer. He was rolling around a little bit more than I'm used to him. I mean, of course I don't watch the Eagles play every week unless we're playing you guys. Um, I was actually kind of surprised. I don't know if our DBs was doing a little
So
extra. I don't know, but
So
to me,
I will say that I paid attention to you guys had somebody who was the mirror. And I feel like that mirror was the first real mirror that he's seen in the NFL.
oh, not McKinney. Who was the
No,
mirror?
you had no, you had a linebacker
Right. I'm trying to.
mirroring his. His all that linebacker was to do was
Hmm.
to stay in the same lane as Jalen
As
Hurts.
yep, yep,
And that's all his job was. It was to go after him if he was to cross the line of scrimmage, obviously. But
right, right.
if he whatever passing lane he was not to go after him. He wasn't to do anything. He was to literally mirror him and go in every lane that he was went to. And I feel like that was the first time that happened to Jalen Hurts. So you saying
Ah,
that he was confused, I kind of understand
Crowder.
why that would have
Yeah,
happened.
it was Crowder. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So I mean, because you didn't hear Crowder's name very much. And but
No,
that's
no,
that's what but that's what happened. He saw that, so he didn't take off when he didn't see Crowder, I guess, because there were some running plays that he did get away, and
he
I
did get a
feel
first
like
down.
that.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, he got a couple of them actually. So
yep.
it's not like it wasn't like it was an all day thing, but it was definitely a pick and choose situation. But Crowder was the reason why he didn't run for the end zone on the 3rd and 1 because he felt like he needed to pass it because there was no more timeouts. They couldn't run the ball and then go out that way. But he threw the interception at the end of the half.
Yes, yes, he did. Um, I was so determined. I said, if we do not win this game, I don't know if I'm coming back. Because I would have felt responsible. I would have felt responsible for the loss on
Well,
Sunday.
see
But thank God that's not the case.
that's what I was going to throw in there, Sneaky. You see how really good of a fan you are when you go travel away, your team loses, and then you have to take that gut punch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got so today I'm wearing this belt right now. Okay, I got it upside down, and I just want to shout out to everybody that signed this belt. It was awesome for me to just walk through the stadium, the parking lot, and yeah, I wore out the bottom of my shoes. And like I said, I missed out on meeting up with Jamie because they were on the other side, and by the time I got to where I needed to be to meet up with Leonard Marshall, which yes, Jamie, he was there. I was not about to move because my dogs were barking. But the love that everybody showed me at MetLife, I did not expect it. I maybe thought, okay, maybe a few people might know, might know me. No, it was overwhelming, and it was just something to obviously look forward to for next time. So that's why I'm wearing this right now on my shoulder, just to honor those that signed it. So, and I appreciate the love.
And I guess that's where we come into where you finally got the itch.
Yeah,
It's because
yeah,
it has nothing to do. Ultimately, and listen, I paint my face. I paint my face. I take a lot of pictures. I enjoy that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I do that more for everybody else. Because if I was plain faced and yelled and screamed the way I was, I would just be a straight asshole.
Right. Wait,
You know what I mean? But
wait,
you understand what I'm talking about? Like,
wait.
I mean, like, so I'm being real about it, though.
Right. So wait. So you're an asshole without the makeup? I thought.
No,
I'm sorry.
with the makeup. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
okay,
exactly. Without the makeup. Without the makeup. With the
okay.
makeup. With the makeup, it makes it okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
and that's
no,
expected.
you're still an asshole there too. But I mean, that's that's different.
But everybody understands then. It's like I tell you, I will tell you this. I probably had more fun at this Giants game. I've been to like 4 Giants games in New York, and
Mhm.
I probably had more fun at this one than I've ever had with the opposing fans. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
That I
right.
ever had since that. Like, actually, I had a lot of fun with the New Orleans fans during the playoff game, and it was a really close game that New Orleans wound up ultimately winning. Same type of situation happened here, so maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But you know what I mean? Because if they were losing, it might not have been as friendly for me. to be
Now,
doing that type of
I,
stuff.
I can agree with that. I think for me, I actually had more fun at this game, but I think this game had more emphasis for me than it did, say, the times I went to Dallas, Denver, or even when I went to the two in Seattle. I think this had more of an impact on me. But yeah,
Absolutely, because it's your
yeah,
mecca. Because that's your
yeah,
mecca.
yeah,
Like it's like it is one of those situations that you're never going to ever forget. Like
right,
Nope.
you were there with
right,
your family. You brought the right people. These are the people that support you in loving the Giants in
yeah,
Dallas.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because you
Well,
ain't got many other friends that deal with
not
that
just
stuff, as
yeah,
much as they do.
and it's not just Dallas. I mean, Denver, Seattle, and God, well, I mean, Mama Boss. Gee, this will be what 23 years. She met me even before she met me. I was a Giants fan, and even obviously now. And for her to have the support and it was cold. I mean, you gotta love someone to be out in a game like that with layers and blankets and she wasn't sitting next to Nick and I. The girls were sitting in their own seat.
It was
We were
supposed to be 45, close to 50 degrees. It never made it past 38.
yeah, no, it was cold.
I was a little unhappy about
Yeah.
that actually because I dress warm, but I got to create a lot of heat,
Right,
because it's a
right.
concrete stadium.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. When I went into that MetLife Stadium, it is unique in the build of that stadium. It is when you mean concrete, yeah, it is a concrete stadium.
Yeah, oh
Yep.
yeah, it's
You,
chilly. It's a chilly stadium. It's cold.
you know where you don't
And
need to worry about that? Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
true.
right?
And not only that, I noticed. So I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been to CenturyLink, I've been Mile High. The names are probably different now, but the wind in the MetLife travels. I mean, it don't stop. Even I mean, I went the last Giants game I went to in Seattle. It rained, right? I mean, obviously you're in Seattle, and there's places you can go to where I mean, because it's built for that type of environment. But the way the wind was traveling through that stadium was unreal. Was unreal.
Well, when you get to other stadiums, you'll see, how big of an effect outside stadiums are for indoor kickers.
Oh yeah,
And that being said, it doesn't matter because our kicker apparently can't kick any damn field goals.
I know,
no, you can't.
or extra points. I don't think he was on the bus on the way home. I really don't. Even though it was a home game, they're like, yeah, you're gonna walk out 10 miles and come back. That's probably what they told him on Thanksgiving Day.
I know the fans did.
Oh man. When I saw when I saw that kick go through the uprights, I immediately thought about I know you guys saw the clip. I immediately thought about how I said they were gonna win 3-0. And I'm like, holy shit. I was a little off, but I was almost close.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you get overtime at 0-0.
Oh man.
That's what I said. He kind of did it.
Yeah.
Now we got a new week. Daniel Jones is hurt. We got a next train, which I don't understand why we ran him. I know the play that he got hurt on. But he did practice today. He's gonna try and make it where he could play on Sunday. We'll see. I mean, we're playing against Miami. We got to start winning these. We got to start winning these.
Well, how do you think
If your defense plays lights out, I think that you may have a chance. Other than that, I think that you guys aren't really that good. As much as I'd love to say that you are better, I think that you guys stunk less than we did to win the game. And that's saying a lot because we played a couple of good games. I don't think you guys beat Miami. Actually, I think Miami's on a little bit of a roll.
Well, Vegas has Miami, plus what, -5. So they're giving them 5 points.
Yeah.
And they're saying the over under is 40.5.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because they don't believe
know,
that you guys are going to score any points at all.
yeah, but
I'm being honest. I'm being absolutely honest about that.
Right. Well, I mean, but in reality, all we got to do is score one more point than the Dolphins, and we're in good hands. So, and that's
yeah,
I
but
mean,
they don't make scores 1-0.
I don't know, but they do make scores 20-19.
And as the Redskins, as Washington found out that you could actually lose 2 points in a on a blocked kick. I think it's the first one that's happened in the NFL.
Oh, really?
No,
That
no,
might have been
second time it has ever happened.
Second time? Okay.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever seen it. So
yeah, first
I'm
time
counting it as my first time.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, how about that? That's awesome.
Yeah. ran right towards us.
Oh, did he really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then there was a sprinkler incident yet again there at FedEx Field.
Oh, I didn't see it this time.
Oh yeah. There was another sprinkler that went off, and people.
That's why I'm sitting next to you, Joe.
At least it's
That's
not
why I'm
you
sitting next to you.
You won't get sewage water if you sit with me, buddy.
All right, perfect. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
That's
crazy.
bad. That is bad.
We should, as a family, make it out to Washington one time, just to hang out and check out that.
It is the nation's capital.
Yeah, and it would be great to see some the Masonic lodges out there too. I mean, the old school Masonic lodges. That would be that'd be a sight to see as well.
Yeah, the stadium's not the greatest, but
Nah, especially if you're sitting in the wrong seat.
Yeah. That's so crazy, man.
Even when you're sitting in the right seat, the players still jump up and you get pushed down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome.
That Washington football fan protecting his home stadium.
Yeah. What happened?
So Everett scored. This actually happened on the opposite end zone from where I'm at, but it was the very first score of the game. Everett caught the ball and was going to jump up in the stands, and one of the fans in the front row pushed him like, "You're not coming up here."
Oh wait, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome.
Had I been there, I would have grabbed my guy and pulled him up there.
You know what he was thinking? You know what that fan was thinking? I wish you would. That's exactly what
it's so funny. It's so funny because I'm looking at that speech right now because I wanted to throw it in there.
As he was running for the touchdown, he was thinking of that speech. That fan said, "I wish you would.
Yeah.
I wish you would come up in this stand."
Oh man, it was pretty funny when it happened in real time.
Oh, when I saw it, because I saw it from my seats on the opposite side, I was like, "Did he really just push him?"
Yes. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it was.
I was surprised. I was surprised he didn't get kicked out. To be honest with you.
Well, no, you can fans all over the place. Green Bay is known for pushing people.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And they could claim self-defense too.
Yeah.
If they
I'm just blocking it back.
Yep. I mean, I just threw an elbow in the back and the kidneys, to make sure that he didn't, as long as there's no shank involved, one time. Nobody comes up leaking or anything.
Yeah, that's funny.
But so True Blue, you're in New Orleans, right?
Yes, sir. I'm here in the New Orleans. I'm about probably about 1,500 foot from the stadium.
Nice.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just got out of work late. Got on the first flight out here, so here I am waiting for tomorrow. We get another Thursday game, which the NFL really needs to do something about that. This is our third Thursday game of the year.
Yeah, but you always get this game.
Right.
You always get the second
Thursday
game.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where.
What do you mean the second Thursday game?
This is the third Thursday
because they play on Thanksgiving,
right?
And they always get the Thursday afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you guys
this year we got the first game, which was Thursday. So
And you guys are like,
Right,
what?
but that don't count because that gives you 10 days. So don't use that as like a wah wah.
No.
Your first Thursday is Thanksgiving. Your second Thursday is a week. So I understand that it's a little inconvenient for you as the super fan, but it's not really inconvenient for the team because it actually puts the team actually at an advantage twice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we're at a disadvantage three
Let's
weeks
let's
in a
be
row.
for real. Yeah, I was gonna say let's be for real about that because you get that Thursday game always at home for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and then the
Of
following
course.
Thursday game you get on the road, and
Yep.
that team played on Sunday.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's not like
yeah,
two teams
yeah,
played on
true.
Thursday. You get the benefit of the day. You get the benefit of it twice. And I know what the NFL's doing, and I think that it sucks. You can give Detroit a Thursday game. Detroit needs it more. They need that extra little helping
Yeah.
hand, but more than the Cowboys do. But yet Jerry Jones, that's what money buys you. Jerry Jones does that happen. Has that
Well, you did.
happen?
Of course, yeah, you did see the ratings, and it was that. Yeah.
Most watched since what, 1990?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we get screwed by the schedule 3 weeks in a row because we're playing Vegas coming off of a Monday night game, having to travel to the West Coast, and Raiders played last Thanksgiving, so they 10 days rest. And then the week after, we have you guys at home after a 10-day rest. And then the week after that, we get Eagles after a bye. So, but I mean, nobody likes Dan Snyder. So,
Well, see, that's the thing too. It is not only the days that fall in between, but this year we have 3 straight away games after the Thanksgiving game. So it's like
yeah.
Yeah,
here,
but
Washington,
but you
New
close at
York.
home though, right?
What's that?
You end the season at home,
Sorry,
right?
what? I'm sorry. What?
No. We ended up there in Philly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think we finish at home.
Yeah, you do against
Yeah,
us.
against you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I thought so.
We end the season with Dallas.
Yeah, in Philly,
In Philly, correct.
and that's going to be the tale of two teams as well. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you know we
I
got.
don't like the fact that I don't like. I'll be honest. I don't like the fact that Washington gets to play 2 teams in 4 weeks. I don't like that actually.
Well, a lot,
I
yeah.
feel that that's. I
Mm,
feel like that actually benefits Washington in a way,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that for Dallas. But
Well,
But not you.
it's again where our schedule, and I'm saying it as the NFC East in a whole, where we all got pushed. I mean, of course, we all got pushed to the very end of the
Yep.
season. We had the one game
right,
with the Giants and the one game with the Eagles, but everything else got pushed back
Yeah.
to the
I mean,
very end.
our last five are against NFC East. We had the week 2 against the Giants, and then the last five are NFC East.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and we
I
got
don't.
5 of 6 against the NFC
Yeah.
East. So like people are saying, hey, he hasn't won. As of right now, Jalen Hurts hasn't won a NFC East game. Well, he's only had 2.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. The schedule.
Actually, he's had 5 all day because they had 3. We ended last year
Yeah, but
1, 2, 3.
you can't.
hold on, wait, Philly, hold on. So you said they're playing 2 games in a how many in a 2 week period
5.
or a
We
5 week
no,
period? I'm sorry.
5 out of
we
the
have
last
6,
6.
5 of our last 6 weeks.
I'm trying to see where the Skins are only playing. Hold on a second. Am I missing something here?
Yeah, we've got Washington twice. We've got Philly.
Yeah,
We've
so
got
it
New
goes
York.
for Washington. For Washington, it goes Dallas, Philly, Dallas, Philly,
And Giants. Yep.
then
Right.
Giants.
Oh, you mean playing you guys?
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
as a whole.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that there was a secret buy in, in there somewhere, so I had to look at
I
the
have a
schedule.
secret
Okay,
buy
okay.
because they have a buy at week 14, which is absolutely ridiculous. But
That's
it's going to
crazy.
be what's going to propel us to get in not only in the playoffs but possibly win the division against Dallas.
I hope you're wrong.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm so happy I can say this now. When I saw the news yesterday, and they were talking about, you know how they showed the playoff picture, and now we had,
Yeah.
the four divisional teams, and then the three
Yeah.
wild card
Wild card,
teams,
right.
and then they said in the hunt,
In the hunt.
guess who was in that bitch, baby? The New York Football Giants in the hunt. And, hey, and Nick said, "Oh my God, we're actually listed." I said, "Yes, we are. I'll take it." Out and every Cowboy fan. Well, I don't want to say every because I don't know how you were True Blue on Sunday. We're Giants fans. We're Giants fans this Sunday.
I had to do decorations.
I had a TikToker by the name of Young K. Shout out Young K. Said he was rooting for the Giants. I had to stitch his TikTok and be like, "Oh hell, I think Jesus is coming today." Do I hear trumpets? I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I had to do the dad duties and do the
That's
Christmas
amazing.
lights.
That's amazing that Giants fans are partnering up with Cowboys fans against Eagles fans. I
It's
love
reversed.
that.
It's
I
reversed.
absolutely
No, no,
love
no, no,
that.
no. Don't play that. Don't play that. It was Cowboy fans in cahoots with Giant fans, and then when they try to get goods to us, we're like, "Oh hell no! Get back in your damn corner."
So it's interesting that you say that specifically because listen, I have always kind of had a hatred for the Giants and a hatred for the Cowboys. You
Mm,
know, the Cowboys were always the yeah, we hate them, but the Giants was always the rivalry. The
okay.
Giants I always look as my little brother. Sometimes the little
Mhm.
brother wins. I look at the Cowboys as like the guy they're the
We're
black
the
sheep of the
landlords.
they're the black sheep.
He
They're the
said
black sheep of
landlords.
this herd. Nobody ever thinks about Washington because they're like the Chihuahua of the group. They bark a little bit. They yipe 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 yipe, but they're not really
They're the
fighting with the
team with
big
no
dogs.
name.
Uh,
He,
well, Philly. Let me ask you this: do you know what the overall series is now with the Giants and the Eagles?
Is it all square right now?
No, no, no. You guys got us by one game.
Yeah, I was gonna
86.
say. I thought we still
Yeah,
had it. We had
it's 80, 86. 80. We're
85 and
80.
13, isn't it?
No, no, no. 86, 87, and we tied for two.
Two. I thought it was
Yeah.
more than that actually. 13. I thought it was a
Uh,
lot of ties actually.
yeah, no, yeah. That's I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say there's only two ties. Now, of course, Dallas, they have a more winning record against us, and we just won't talk about the football team at all. As far as the Giants go, we'll just let
see,
Well,
we
that.
need
that is
that.
because
That's where we need.
it's funny because the Giants. Yeah, again, I understand history, so like I was talking to a Giants fan here earlier at the bar, and they were talking about how in 1933 when we started, the Giants spanked us. That it took us 8 games before we even won a game, and I think that the spread of points differential was you guys always had a lot and we always had like 0 or 3 or 7.
Right, right.
So it was like there was this incredible spread back all the way through to the Steagles that
Okay,
the Giants won by a lot of points.
right, right.
And since that time, the Eagles have dominated the Giants. I know that they're on a 2-game winning streak here. And
Mm-hmm,
you know what? I get it. Like, so
mm-hmm.
there's only so much room to talk. However, because I got to accept the rest of that history where you guys dominated forever because you
Mm-hmm,
guys
mm-hmm.
were a great team during the 1930s.
Oh yeah, yep.
40s and 50s.
Up until 57, yeah,
Yep.
yep. And then
And
not we didn't do anything until 1986.
Right,
after
because
that.
the
Yeah.
Eagles spanked us in like 1960. Right,
Well,
because
I'm
that's how we
glad.
won that championship. But no,
I'm
no, I get it. Listen, we have a
uh,
lot of history. We have a lot of history.
well, no, and that's what I want to. That's what I want to kind of touch on before we, before we call it quits tonight. We got 10 minutes left. History is important, and I don't understand these
So
youngins. I don't understand why they're not respecting the history of the NFL.
Because it's instant gratification with social media and everything that comes along with it. If they can click their fingers and snap them and say, "Hey, I want this right now," they can get it off the internet.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why they don't respect the history of the NFL or baseball or any other sport, is because it's an instant gratification. They don't want to look at the history.
Now, for a quick second, I just want to pose this to you guys, real quick. You three, do you guys watch college at all?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. So there was I rarely, even now since after COVID, but anyway. So we had the AP poll, right, where other people would vote on the national champion. Then we had the BCS. Then we have the college playoffs to what? To determine the national champion, right?
Correct.
Now, now, if people like, for example, Young K, he's a big fan of Alabama. Alabama dominated. I mean, all the way from since I can remember till now. Is he only going to count for the championships that Alabama won during the playoff, or the BCS, or the AP poll, or is he going to accept them all? It's the same concept
Mhm.
as prior to the merger, and then now. And if to even speak on history just a little bit more, what was the name of the first two Super Bowls? The World Championship game 1 and 2.
Yep.
But it wasn't declared the Super Bowl until Super Bowl
AFL,
3.
NFL. Yep. See, and
So
that's the thing. See, but here's where college fans differentiate from NFL fans, is because college has been playing football, or I'm not going to say been playing football longer. What I meant to say is college, they do pay attention to the history because of the amount of championships that they have as national championships,
right,
because it's not as driven as the NFL is. You can be a 9-6 team and still be a Super Bowl winner at the very end. As
right,
as
right.
in college, you have to continuously win over and over and over.
Oh, I'm just talking about the process of how you end up with the national champion. That's all I'm
Yeah,
talking about. That's all
yeah,
I'm
and that
talking
and
about.
that's exactly it. Is they're going to count them all the way up. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter how they want them. They're going to want them because they're wins,
Exactly.
and that's the thing.
Philly, are you not entertained?
well, no, I just so so much has changed between college and the way that they do college things right now. I don't feel it's the same.
It's
But I
not.
understand. I understand the purpose of what it is that you were trying to say. I
Okay,
just
okay.
feel it. I just feel it different. Like they would have a couple of times, especially anytime Pennsylvania was involved, they would have co-championships because the AP would say one, and then the BCS or whatever it was called then, the API or whatever, the
Hmm.
other, the NCAA, you know, called a different one. So there would be
Right.
two
Yep.
champions because they couldn't figure it out. They weren't smart enough to figure it out. Now they're still being dumb about it.
Yes, they
So
are.
I tell you what, the
Yeah.
truth of the matter is that it's all money driven, and that's why I can't get around it. You know what? Do it the way that basketball does it and have the final, the 64. At least if you get on a run at the right time, you deserve it.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
Right.
Well, that's why I'm
football
saying that.
doesn't work that way, though. So,
No,
No,
it doesn't. But that's the thing, is that you can be a 9-6 team and win the Super Bowl. As in college, you can only have one
one
loss.
loss. Yep.
Right. Right. Well, Pork Rind,
and
let me ask you this: the history. I mean, well, let me ask this as a whole: should we accept the history of the NFL?
I mean, I would say yeah. I, I mean,
and I am speaking with grown men, not
Yeah.
not kids. So that's why I
Well,
want to pose the
I think
question.
that the problem with that thought process is that, realistically, if you're not a historian, you don't really care
Right.
unless it benefits you. So
Thank you,
because
That is
thank
every
you.
true.
every Cowboys fan,
Oh yeah.
Except
I
True
would
Blue.
say, I would
It-
say,
There's a
I would
few.
say that a good 40% of the fan base right now doesn't remember a Stanley Cup, or not a Stanley Cup, a
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
right, right.
Yeah, I'm watching hockey in the background, so I apologize.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Let me give you a quick example of like what I saw tonight. Tonight at the airport, getting here in New Orleans, there was the taxi line and the Uber line. You saw all the grown-ups going to the taxi
Taxi
lines
line.
because the Uber lines were charging $80, but all the kids were over there saying, "Oh, it's on my phone, instant gratification."
Yep.
Instead of
Yeah.
waiting in line for a $35 ride, they went straight to the Uber side because it was instant. They got it, but they had to pay 180 to $100. That's exactly what it is today. Instant gratification.
All right. So this is one of the good Cowboy fans. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it yet. And sneaky / cowboy haters, you guys say that us Cowboy fans live in the past, which you do, yet you talk more about your 8 more than the Cowboys talk about. And the reason why I say we have
I tell
8,
you what. I tell you what. There's no way. First off, that's a false statement. I don't ever hear about Giants fans talking about their 8 championships.
oh, I
I
do.
will.
Well,
I hear.
maybe
I hear
Oh, I do.
Sneaky talk about their 4.
No,
Yeah, maybe
no, no,
because I'm
no,
not a
no,
Giants fan,
no,
but
I
I hear
do.
about more Cowboys talking about their 5
Oh yeah.
than anything
Facts.
else.
Yep.
All the
Hey,
time.
hey, and I'm gonna tell
I
you.
never hear anything from Washington because I don't believe there's Washington fans anymore. I feel like he's an alien. I feel like he's an alien, so he doesn't really exist. He's just a
Oh,
figment of
wait.
our imagination. But
What?
realistically, that's yeah,
No,
but
he's
it's always Cowboys, always
pork rind.
Cowboys.
Pork rind is just dead inside. That's
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 it.
what
I'm
what
dead
he said.
inside.
No, no, no.
There's
I
a
A
know.
lot
lot
of
of
pain behind
sadness
the
in those
eyes.
eyes.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say this right now. I talk about. I even have a hashtag. Count all 8. And the reason, and you know who started that? Cowboy fans, because they're so quick to say we got 5 when they haven't seen any of them. And I'm like, okay, I haven't seen the first 4, so I'm gonna claim them too. And if you look, matter of fact, if you look right behind me, it has all 8 of our championships listed right there. And yeah, because of a Cowboys fan, because listen, and True Blue, you are excluded from this, all right? Because you're not that guy. But no, you're not that guy. I will say this. Anytime we defeat them, or I will say me, when I defeat them in a debate, that's the first thing they go to. Well, we got 5. Okay, I got 8. Oh, those 4 don't count. Oh, because it doesn't fit your agenda. Okay, we're done here. Thank you, Dash. I digress.
There you go.
All right, so since we're going to be running a little bit behind, let's get started on this. It is Thursday night football. Dallas Cowboys 4.5, favored by 4.5 against the New Orleans Saints. 47.5 is the over under.
I'm going to take the under, and again, my field goal kicker, I have no confidence in him. I haven't had confidence in him since week 4. So this 4.5 points, I just don't get it. I really don't. It's a tough crowd here in New Orleans. With the quarterback situation and everybody else that we've got going out, I think we should win this game. And I'll say 26 to 15.
Saints?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What?
Are you saying the Saints are going to win?
No.
I was gonna say that.
No.
I was like
Hell
26
no.
15. I was waiting to hear it. I'm like, Oh, Saints. He's got the Saints winning this one.
No.
Pork rind, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I think I don't think they'll I think Dallas is going to win 21-17. So I'll take the under, but I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think Dallas is gonna rebound. I don't know. Is Kamara coming back this week or
Nope.
no? Yeah, I think Dallas is gonna.
Kamara's out.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't see New Orleans offense doing anything. So I say 21-17 Dallas.
Hold on. Damn. And they're on a 4-game losing streak too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be like 118 to 112. The Pelicans are going to definitely beat the Mavericks. No. So actually, I think that Dallas has a really good chance of losing this game. I think that they watched what just happened, and I feel like that they are going to take another week off. And I think the Saints got a little bit more to play for. That stadium can get very loud.
Yeah.
And I think that I wouldn't be surprised because they got Taysom Hill, and this is the guy who was like closest to Breeze when Breeze was there. I think they're going to rally around him. I think you guys got a really big dog fight on your hands, and I think that the defense is going to catch up. I think it's going to be like a 24-23 game, but I think that you guys are going to like either miss an extra point. I think Dallas is going to mix an extra point or go for
Wouldn't
two
be
and
the
not
first
make
time.
it.
He said it won't be the first time. Well, we're not paid analysts here, but I can say you cannot spell Dallas without 2 L's, and that's what you guys have back to back this year. See what I did there? You might, you know me, I'm gonna pick the Saints 1-0. It don't matter. It don't matter. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 17-14 game with McCarthy being out. Even though I think Moore might take this, this advantage of being the offensive coordinator, on the sidelines, maybe try and look good to Jerry. However, with the mastermind of Sean Payton, who once coached in Dallas, by the way,
Yep.
I think he's going to have his guys ready, prepared, because Peyton might be on the hot seat if they lose 5 straight. So, look, both teams got to come out with a win somehow. I just think being at home, that's going to be the difference maker. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. So I'm going to go 1-0 Saints.
So it's going to be an under.
Yes, that's going to be under. Just by a few. Just by a few.
All right. So the next game that I happen to see is the Eagles at the Jets. Eagles are a 6.5 point favorite.
That's right. You guys are going back to the Jets.
45.5?
Yeah, we have it at 45 actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this one to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are gonna pull this one out, especially after going back to New York.
Yeah, I think so. What score do you got?
I think Jalen's gonna do a little bit more, but it's still gonna be low scoring. I'm gonna go 23-16.
Okay. I'm going to take the Eagles as well. And I'm actually going to say 18-15.
All right. I'm gonna take the Eagles as well. I'm gonna say 28-10. I think Jalen's gonna have a pretty good game. He's gonna rebound.
So I think the worst thing in the world is going to happen for me. Actually, truth of the matter, I feel like that the Eagles are going to win 45 to like 3, and it's going to be Gardner Minshew that actually quarterbacks the team
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Well,
because I
Jalen's
think
got ankle
Jalen Hurts
injury.
is not is a little hurt and he's not going to play. I think they're going to
Okay.
give him 2 weeks off, and I think that it's going to be this ridiculous scored game. That it's going to be like that, like Gardner Minshew is not going to be able to do anything wrong because he's playing the Jets,
Yeah, it happens.
and it's going to be like a ridiculous score, like 52-3, or 52-7, or like 45-7. Like we score 6 touchdowns and a field goal.
Wow. I can see that happening with that kid.
With Minshew?
And I feel
Yep.
like, and that the reason why I say it's still going to be the worst thing in the world is because it's going to make everybody believe that maybe we're making a wrong decision.
Yep.
That Minshew's the guy?
Yep.
So is it upper management that wants Hurts to play?
I don't know that anybody wants anybody to fail. I think that they just don't believe in the arm. And I believe that when you put Gardner Minshew out there, his arm is much better, and the long game is going to come into play. And I expect that we're going to get more plays over 20 yards passing this game than we have all season long.
Okay.
And I feel like that because of that alone, and it's such a ruse. It's such a ruse because ultimately we're about to go into division games,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
and you're not going to be able to do that. What you do against the Jets, you're not going to be able to do against
Right.
the division.
Right. Right. Right.
And I feel like it's going to make people think differently.
Always does.
Yeah. Now, I didn't say Jalen's going to fail. I think I said something about him playing in the game. Like, I didn't. I don't think I said he was going to fail. I would never say that about a player. But I think it's kind of hilarious how you brought up. I mean, has any report saying that Jalen's not going to play?
Oh yeah, it's 50-50 right now.
Oh wow.
It's
Okay.
actually
Okay.
it's actually it's actually more 40-60
Okay.
that he's
Okay.
probably not going to play.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
there was some type of running play that he hurt his knee on.
Okay. Okay.
So, but that's my fear. So I got it going over, but because I think the Eagles are going to score a lot of points. Next game I see at 1 o'clock is the Giants over the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins as a 4-point favorite.
Insult. That's an insult.
Where's the
Is
game
it
being played
insult?
Miami.
In Miami.
It's in Miami.
at? Ooh. The Heat might get to the Giants there.
No, no, we're gonna enjoy that heat because it was cold as hell. Okay, wait, hell ain't cold, but if it was, that would have been a good representation of it on Sunday.
Mr. Guy from Dallas. Mr. Guy from Dallas. Sitting there like all crying. He was bundled up. He was bundled up like Frosty the Snowman. You know what I mean? He wanted to make sure.
I was dressed in layers, and it still went to the bone. That hair still went to the bone.
And imagine because you know he's not a small boy.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Dolphins. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Dolphins 24-16.
I'm also going to take the Dolphins. I think it's going to be 17-9.
I'm going to take a tie because I think they both stink. So that means if I'm going to tease it so that I would get Miami with 2 points.
There you go.
Well, I'm going. Obviously, you know who I'm going. 24-10 Giants. I think Barkley's going to have a breakout game.
So here's the one thing I didn't tell you because I know that Sneaky loves hearing when such stories like this. So I happened to take a picture with Miles Sanders' mom and Saquon Barkley's mom. They were sitting next to each other in section 116, right up the right. Actually, I'm sorry, 115A, at the very top row. And I happened to find that out, and I took a quick picture with them.
Nice.
So yeah, both of the Penn State kids' moms sitting next to each other.
There you go.
That was kind of cool. That was really kind of cool because one wore
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley and one wore Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? And it was their mothers. So it was awesome to watch that. It's cool that they still, you know, their kids played together in college, you know, and they got to
Yeah.
sit together and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
And they're still friends, and it's like a very familiar, atmosphere. I wouldn't be surprised if one stayed at the other's house. I would not have been surprised.
Without a doubt in my mind, you could
Yeah,
tell, like,
yeah.
and it was a hey, I got to take a quick picture. I don't want to announce who you are to
Yeah.
anybody.
Right,
I wanted to get out of the way pretty quickly, but I did get a picture with them, so that it was cool to see them together, and like they were very like whoa yeah, we don't want the stuff. So, but you can't help but take a picture with me when I'm there.
Right. Yeah, maybe next time, Philly. Well, I might see you in the Dallas game. The Dallas Eagles game next year.
Yes, next year. Actually, so I hope everybody's practicing their poker. There's a
That's
bracelet
right.
to be won.
Yeah,
There's
there
a
is.
bracelet to be won.
There is.
I know, Pork Ryan, you may not have any thoughts about going to the draft, but you're stuck now. You're going to the draft.
So yeah, you better start telling your wife now.
And I tell you what, Sneaky G, you should be talking to the Giants already and asking them to put you in the golden circle. Because I tell you, every time the Giants are there, they leave right after their draft pick. That section is empty
Gotcha.
all the time.
Okay. Well,
I ain't lying about it. You know what I mean?
That's gonna change. I'm going, and it's called the Golden Circle.
It's called the gold circle. The inner circle. It's the inner circle.
The inner circle. Okay. Okay.
Because all the Giants fans leave. I got pictures of it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'll be there, and I'm gonna stay put.
There you
Because
go.
I'll be
You
damned.
better.
Be damned if a Philly guy and a Cowboys guy gonna be at the draft longer than a Giants guy. Oh hell no. A matter of fact, Nick and myself will be staying put, and I'm gonna bring my belt.
There you go.
I might actually have another belt. Actually, you never know.
Yeah, it's a
I don't
whole
know.
different experience for the draft. I know that. Yeah, I don't know. Pork Rind, have you been there before?
No, not yet.
It's. I tell you what, and of course, because we are going to also have our, we're going to have our poker tournament. You have no choice but to come now. But you are going to. It's such an experience. It's such an experience, and to be honest, the fact that if they offer you the opportunity, because Washington should offer somebody the opportunity to go, and if you want to, you've been a season ticket holder long enough. It would be awesome to see you guys there like that. I mean, there's one guy that looks like Joe Gibbs who shows up, and it might be Joe Gibbs as far as I know, but because they're really quiet in Washington section.
Yeah. I know a couple people that went to it last year, but our season ticket reps are. I've gone through probably.
Do you need to talk to my season ticket rep for you guys? Because I have a season ticket rep for you guys.
So far this season, I've had 3.
Wow.
They just.
Do they quit? Do they like? Oh, they go. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Maybe that's what you should be doing.
He's like, no, I'm good. Well, guys, I think we're like 15 minutes over, but this is still freaking
All right,
awesome.
so we got one more game. One more
Yep.
game. The
Oh
4
yeah,
o'clock
yeah.
game.
Oh
The
shoot, yeah.
Washington versus the Raiders.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's 49.5 is the over under. The Raiders are favored by 2.5.
Yep.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. The Raiders are gonna take them by 6.
Yeah, I think.
I think Washington wins this game, actually. I think Washington wins. I think they keep the streak going.
I hope you're right, Jamie.
I actually, not only do I think that they keep the streak going, I think they beat the Cowboys too. I think that they're going to actually. It's going to be a 3-way thing for the division when it comes down to it.
Well, both teams are coming off of a win. I think the emotion from the Raiders, because they came off an overtime win, this is going to be like a statement game for them. And the AFC West is so competitive. I mean, you can't if they're still thinking about the playoffs, especially with the situation that they're in, this season-long situation.
Yep.
I think it's going to be. I'm gonna go Raiders 21-10, but the score it's not gonna be vindicative of the game. It's gonna be a hard-fought 21-10 game. I'm gonna say Raiders.
So,
But I mean, we keep saying skin. The football team's defense, though.
yeah, I mean they're playing strong.
Yeah.
So my all-time favorite game was it was the Raiders game, September 24th, 2017. It was the game where my
Yep.
brother met Derek Carr, and this game's going to be pretty special.
Take your
You
time.
got it, brother.
Take your time.
Yep.
You know, we won that game 27-10, and I got to enjoy the pregame where my brother got to meet Derek Carr, and then obviously I got to enjoy the butt whipping that we gave him too. I don't think we're going to be that lucky. I don't think my brother's going to allow me to get out of that stadium with a win. But you know, I want to be surrounded by Raider Nation. I want to be able to feel my brother with me. But I just, as much as I would love to see the streak continue, I just don't see my brother allowing that to happen. I think we're going to lose 27-10.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's what I think. But you know, I've been reaching out to a lot of Raiders Nation, and you know, I want to get a big picture of me just surrounded by the black hole. And
There you go.
I want to feel my brother.
There you go, brother.
Your brother was a big Raiders fan?
Oh, huge.
Die hard.
Huge.
I mean, all the way to the end, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the way to the end. Matter of fact, I've got his urn that we're going to be burying with my dad next year, and it's a Raiders urn. So, yep.
That's phenomenal.
There you go, brother.
That's phenomenal.
You know, and it's, you know, this is like the second one that I've actually, you know, that because I think of Jamie Balls Mahoney,
Yep.
whose brother was
Still fan.
Poncho. You know what I mean? And where he's a Buffalo Bills fan to the nth degree. It makes me wonder if there's something in the genes that makes us like this sport so much that we go crazy about it like that.
Oh, yeah.
That there's got to have been an influence from your brother to you,
Oh yeah.
the same way that Balls Mahoney and his brother Poncho. I mean, it's just like there's an influence that somehow
Yep.
touches you.
For sure.
You know, it's just a game, but it's really
No,
so
it's-
much
it-
more.
It's
It really
so
is so much more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually,
Yeah.
I to be honest with you, I still think that you guys win the game. As much as you think that it's your brother's not going to let you do it. I think that you guys do it because your brother has no control over the mess that was made by the Raiders themselves, and that they ain't got a chance in hell. And I think that your defense is playing strong enough right now, and it doesn't matter who's hurt or not, that you guys are going to win that game. And I think it's going to be like 23-13. 27-13. I think that you guys are going to win it fairly handily. And I said before that I thought Heineke was going to possibly take you guys to the playoffs. I don't know that that's going to happen because he's going to have to get through the Eagles to do so. But if you guys do make it to the playoffs, it's going to be because of that quarterback.
Yeah. Oh no, he's playing good ball right now. I will give him that, and he's fun to watch.
I think I wouldn't mind seeing you guys win the division and us winning the second one, and we knocking Dallas out of the playoffs. I wouldn't mind that.
I'm good with that, Philly.
A lot of hope
I don't see that happening, but trust me, I don't have visions of grandeur, but I still think we're 9-8. I think 9-8 wins a playoffs berth.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I said. I said that we've got to win the next two out of the next three, and then we probably can only lose 2 games out of the next, out of the finals.
Yeah, I know, because you're playing the Eagles twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get. I'm worried about Miami. Let's get past Miami, and then we'll talk about that next week.
Right on.
Yeah. He stopped. He saw the tears stopped going though. The tears are done. The tears are officially done from last year. He didn't mention it once.
I had them a few minutes ago. What are you talking about? They were forming. They were there. But hey, guys. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Now let's put the balls to the walls, and let's see who comes out of the East.
That's it.
Go Birds!
Let's
go right in there. Go Birds, baby! EAGLE.
Let's go Giants.
Let's go football team.
Oh.